So now the second thing which we wanted to discuss today is how to actually create geographies into the system. For some of the countries like China, US, Canada, India, Mexico, I think. So we have a process there in place. So it is like you will go and run the process and everything will be created automatically. You don't have to do a lot of activities for that. But other countries like the other country which is not supported by a single process. So we have a certain set of steps which we need to do to load their geographies. So geographies will be of two sections. First of all, you have to load the structure. By structure means you have to load what will be the structure of that country, whether it includes a state, whether it includes provinces, whether it includes town or city, whether it includes postal code, because in some country the postal code can be termed as a zip code, or a state can be termed as a department or municipality. So depending upon the country, we will load the structure first. And once the structure is defined, we will go and create the elements into the structure. So geography is any region which has a boundary. It can be either your state, it can be either a country, it can be either a city. So geography's types or a geography structure can be either a state, country, province. So you can see the first thing is that we are going to load the geography structure. So it is how your country has been defined, what would the structure which you want to be there. And after that, once the structure is defined, we will create the elements that is known as hierarchy, geography hierarchy or a data. For example, if you see this, we have a United Kingdom. This is about geography structure. Then country has a state. The state will have a county. County will have a local admin. Then we will have a town. Then we will have a zip. So this is the structure. Suppose that if we are working on a UK country and if you want to load the UK country data. So first of all, we have to load the structure first. And when this structure is there, we will go ahead and load the elements or hierarchy. So we will load the country, we will load the different states. For each state, we will load the county. For each county, we will load the local admin, then town, then zip. So these are the different steps. Okay, we'll see into the system directly. Now, you have your own implementation project ready. So you will expand your offerings. In offerings, you will try to find a task that is, or you can directly type geography. See, define geographies for human capital management. So in case if you want, you can go and drill down the different tasks and subtasks and find this define geographies for human capital. You can also use a wild guide character. And if you try to search for something like a geography, percentage, so it will land you with a different. As I have mentioned that for countries like China, US, India, Canada, Mexico, so we don't have to load a structure, we don't have to load hierarchy. There is already a process in place. If you run that process, everything will be taken care automatically because Oracle by default has placed the hierarchy file and the structure file. We call that as a vertex on the server. If you run this process, it will pick that vertex and it will actually update the environment. So
For
suppose that if you are doing an
for which countries?
China, US, if you expand this task, define geographies, so you can see load geography for China, load geographies for US, India, Canada, and I think it is Mexico also.
So this is by default Oracle given, okay.
It is like Oracle has already placed all the setups which is required on the server. It is, if you click this process, the process will take care of all the activities which we will do manually for other countries and it will create the geographies. Suppose that if you're working for a client which is based in India, So we'll go and click on this task, load geography for India. Click go to task. Okay, so in this case, it has to be manually. Let me see for US. So see, for US, it is like you can go and click submit. Everything will be taken care automatically. Now, let's try to load for a country which is not there by default. And the first step is that we will load the structure first, and after that we load the elements or hierarchy after that. So for that, we will go to the task. And before that, let's go to the task. This is manage geographies. If you click on this task, see the country code depending upon your requirement. Suppose that, see, for India, let's try to select country code IN. So we have these different things, geocoding, address cleaning. So you can see that for India, is structure defined? Yes. So already in this instance for India, the structure has been defined. Hierarchy defined, completed. Validation defined, completed. Address cleansing defined, completed, but it needs a separate license that we'll talk later on. So if I click on a structure defined, so it will show me the structure which has been loaded for India. So it is like state, district, city, town, postal code. So you can see that India is the topmost. Then you have a state, Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh will have a different district. That district will have a different city. And that city will have a pin code and everything. So this is how the hierarchy is actually created in the system. Now, if you will see your material, which I have shared, you will see a folder import geographies. So there, I have actually given the geographies for certain set of countries. So let's see for NG. So if I click on structure, so you can see what structure we are trying to load: country, state, county, town. Okay, and these are the level which will go one by one. So first country will be created, then state will be created, then county will be created, then town will be created. Once we are done with a load of structure, we will try to load the hierarchy which is in the other file, that is geographies. So you will see that the first one is country. So record type, if you see, is 0. Country code and everything. Okay. Then the second comes into a picture, that will be your state. So if you see, second is state. So the record type of state is 1. So all 1 are states. Then this is your country code. Country code is Nigeria, NG. Then the level number is 2. The first one is your country. Then all the level number 2 are state. And again, this is your source ID and parent ID, which is by default in the system. Parent ID will be your country parent. And for all the city, the parent ID will become state. So this is how this entire data has been created. So if you try to read, you will see a lot of sync. So the last level is 4. If you see 4, 4 is town or town, and this parent will be some state. Now, for US, for other country which is already there, we can go and run the process. Everything will be taken care. Now suppose that our client works in Nigeria and we have a requirement to load the data for Nigeria. So first of all, we will come in system and see that whether the structure and hierarchy is defined or not. So by default, I can see the structure and hierarchy is defined. So whenever I will try to run again, it will fail. So let me see for other country. Or let me try for Nigeria. If it fails also, that is fine, but you will come to know the process. And you can take any other country of your choice. So maybe somebody can take B, other person can take IL, other person can take CL. And this data is already with Oracle, so you can raise an SR and you can ask for the country structure and country hierarchy from Oracle. So they will give you the required CSV file for that country. So any question before we start with the loading of a structure?
So this loading would be done on a global level, right? I mean, if one of the area of that implementation has done this, then it's pretty much applicable at a very global level, right?
Yeah. So maybe it totally depends. Suppose that you have a client which actually works in Nigeria or maybe like some country in Europe. So they will actually want the geographies to be loaded for that country. You can ask this from your Oracle. So you can say that we are looking to load the geographies for this country. Please share the CSV file for this country. So they will share you the structure and the hierarchy file.
So if you want
Because,
to,
yeah.
so if you want to enter a new city which is missing, so we need to raise an SR and define in here.
I can show you. So we can do a manual update also.
Okay.
So whatever we are doing by load, in fact, a structure and hierarchy can also be created manually. So suppose that if a client is only in a particular single state and a single city in a country, then why they don't want to load the entire geography? Then we can go ahead and create a data manually also. So we'll see that also. Now, once you have seen that for your country, the structure and hierarchy is not defined. So in the first implementation, you will first of all go to the task manage geographies and you will try to search for your country. So now, so the parent task was keep writing the task somewhere in the notepad or something. I have also given that in the lab exercise also. But the parent task is this one. Define geographies for human capital management. You can do a wildcard search, and in define geographies, first of all you have to go to the manage geography and see whether the structure or hierarchy is defined or not. Then you will go to this task. So in define file based import, if you expand this task, you will click on manage file import activity. So the first thing is we are going to load the structure.
So can you please go back to the navigation, manage file import
Sure.
option, define file based import, okay.
Yeah, so there is a document, it is also mentioned in the lab exercise, and if you see, I have shared the Oracle document also. This one, geography import steps. So this is a very detailed document for this activity.
Okay.
Now, in manage file import, you will click on go to task. Okay, once you click on go to task, a new tab will open and it will come to this place. You need to click create. Now, suppose that if you want to work for, let's take another country example. Let me take IL. So I will say TR. So you guys will have your own naming convention. IL structure. So we are loading a structure first. So description we can write load for IL. In object, you will select geographies because this file based import is actually used for a lot number of import activities. Our main concern for right now is geography, so we'll select object as a geography. File type will be text file. Upload from desktop because you have your structure file already placed on your local machine. Choose file. I will select this IL structure. Separated, header row included. Let us cross check that whether we have a header row in this file or not.
So
Now,
first we
scroll
load.
down.
Okay, sorry. First we need to load the
Yeah.
structures, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to load this data first. Country, state, town, zip. Click next after entering these details. Then in mapping, you have to map. So what you will do is that batch ID will be mapped to the file batch ID which is in the file. So you will use object as a IMP geography. There will be one object. An attribute will be your batch ID. Similarly, country code will be mapped to country code of your file. IMP geography, country code. This is like we are defining a mapping between the import activity and the file which you are having on your local machine. So it is a label number. So select label number. So now we can see that our batch ID is mapped to batch ID, country code, label number, geography type. Click next. So it will give you a review or it will ask you when you want to schedule. If you want to schedule it immediate or if you want to schedule on a certain date, a specific date, you can use that option also. So we'll do it immediate. Next. So it will actually give you a review page that it was a name, it was a structure, the object we selected was geography, we actually used the file from our local machine, we selected this file, and after that import mode is update and create, click activate. Now let's search. So our name was TRIL structure. So you can see that it is actually in the import process. And if it gets completed successfully, it will be activated also. It was unsuccessful because the structure for IL was already there in the system. So that is fine. But this is a way by which we'll actually load a structure. So before we move to the hierarchy, you guys can try, you can take any of the country from this list and try to create or structure. There can be a maximum chance that it will be. Okay, so review is something like you will see whatever the data which you have entered, like your name of the import activity, the object which you have selected, the mapping which you have done. So all that will come into a review page. It is like whatever detail which you have entered, this is the page. Just review it whether it is correct or not. Okay, and activate is to activate it. That I am ready. Just go and load the structure. So guys, you have to first of all search the task define geographies for human capital management. Go to the task manage geographies. Try to search for any country by country code. See whether the address structure has been defined or hierarchy has been defined or not. Try to click on those hierarchy and structure and see how it has been defined. And after that, come back to your implementation project. Click on file-based import activity. Go to the task manage import activities and try to create a structure for any of the country from the CSV which I have provided. There's a document which is geography import steps. It is a very detailed document from Oracle. It is Oracle document. So I have shared it like that only, and you can go and follow the step from this place also. Screenshots in this document may be like some outdated because this document is of a very early release, but the task name and the most of the details will be same. Let me know in case anybody needs any help, and I will wait for you guys to keep me posted once we have completed the exercise. Uh, we can delete it in case you have actually loaded the data incorrectly. So you can go ahead and delete the entire state or entire city. So you can go to manage geographies, you can go to the uh, structure defined or a hierarchy defined, and you can actually delete it manually. Yeah. So to whom I need to give the presentation rights?
Myself. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, sure.
Do I click on open or it's
You
saying
need to
download?
accept and write.
It's
I have
download.
actually.
It's installing, saying download. So, okay.
It will give you a pop-up where you can select. Yeah, Sandeep.
There is no need to manage your graphics, right? Since already everything is loaded. So you just want to do like the file import.
Yeah, but I just wanted you to be familiar with that screen.
The
So
navigation.
that once you are done with file, once you are done with file import, that is a place where you can go and cross-check the data which you have imported under structure or under hierarchy.
Okay. So where is back page here? So we need to click done and then it will go back to.
Yeah, you need to click done, so it will come back. So after I am giving you the presentation rights again.
I just had a question regarding the implementation. I mean, even if I don't, I can share my screen, I just need to ask something. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up. So basically, on the, I went into. One second. You can take back the sharing.
Not a problem. It will. No. Okay.
When I get back to for your document, it said click on implementation projects, right? So when I go in there, I see a setup. It had compensation management. I changed it to workforce deployment.
Okay.
But I don't see a implementation implementation projects and create, those things. I'm already, I believe I'm at number 6 on your document.
Okay, so which project which you have created? So do you have created any project till now?
No, I just logged in, and as soon as I logged in, I went up to setup only. I went to the initial setup and maintenance.
Okay, so you have to go to this setup and maintenance. Okay. Yes. And you are trying to create an implementation project, I think.
Yeah.
You will need to go to this task pane and you need to click on manage implementation project.
Where is that? Manage. Where is the manage implementation? I have any functional areas and sorry.
Can you see my screen?
One second. One second.
Can you see? Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. One second. Yes.
Okay. So can you see this task pane?
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay.
Yes.
Manage implementation.
Okay. And then you can create your implementation project.
Okay.
So, Aniruddha, what is the problem which you are having? Go into error. That can be a reason because the structure or hierarchy has already been created. But other than that, what is an error which you are having? Instance is not working. Because I think, can you try Mozilla or Chrome first thing? And for us, instance is working fine, I think. Maybe it can be a internet problem or something. Try to change the browser. Mozilla and Chrome are preferred one. Okay, so can you retry again creating a file-based import task? increase the internet bandwidth you have? It because Fusion applications require minimum 4 Mbps speed, which is a recommendation given by Oracle.
So I'm at task list and task. I already created the project name. So from there, do I need to create tasks or offerings, right? Offerings. I need to go to offerings.
You need to select offerings.
And then do I pick workforce deployment from it here? Or that's it?
Yeah, please take workforce deployment.
So the structure name can be anything, right? It has to be exactly the file name.
A structure name, can you help me the exact name which you are writing there in the import activity?
What I'm saying, I can define with my name also, right? The structure.
You should have this file under import geographies. So if you are having this entire other material, you must be having this folder, import geographies. And import geographies will have the structure file and the geographies file for 4 or 5 different countries.
So Praveen, your PDF document says for the object country structure, but okay, so the same thing.
Hey Praveen, the HCM core, which when you unzip, I don't get that folder of import geographies.
On a table, so I'm not sure. Okay, so what are the folders you have this? You have day 1 and day 2?
When I click, it says shared with trainees, and when I click that, it gives me like about 20 files. One of them is a zip file called exercise. If I see that zip file, it has again exercise, files, a lot of other folders in it, AOR, contact, documents, FlexFeed, examples, grade, job.
Can you see this GeoPlanet NG structures? Can you try to search with GeoPlanet there?
Nothing which comes with G there. G is grade there. Nothing else but geography.
Is this Santosh or?
Yeah, this
Anirudh?
is Santosh. This is Santosh.
Okay. Let me give you the presentation, right?
I believe you can see my screen now, right?
Yeah, I can.
So this is where I extracted this HCM core. We go there, I get see this, I see this, and then pretty much I see these files.
Define HCM code A1.
So there is another email sent for day 1 and day 2 class.
Yeah, I think
that will have that information.
Does it come by Farjana? Who was the sender? Can you try to search with day 1 or day 2 something or HCM core training? Kashif, can you forward the material to Santosh again? So see, if I go to another task, manage file import mapping. So all the processes which we have submitted will start appearing there. And you will see that the field which you are asking about will have a value there. So if I see TRIL structure, if I click on this, see, it will automatically get updated with that name, mapping number anyway.
Okay. So that is something already done.
Yeah. So you don't have to, you have to leave it blank. In that file, Sridhar, you will see a folder that is import geographies, and it will contain the Excel.
Okay, I'll check it, but I didn't see that. Okay. I believe whatever Santosh had, I think same structure.
Same.
I have it too. So
yeah.
So this structure, this loading structures, geographics. So the process is same for every country except the data file content, right?
Yes, the process is same. And for some countries in which for US and Canada, you don't have to do these activities. You can directly go and run the process which Oracle has provided. Load US geographies directly, and it will do all those things which we are doing manually.
So when I give a specific date, I can do date tracking like a prior or only current date.
So you can change the date and you can actually see the data which is before that date also.
Now what I'm saying is, can I give like 2018 also if I want?
Yeah, you can. So at which place you are actually giving a date?
I'm in create schedule.
Where?
In the create schedule.
So let me go to this manage. So okay, so you are using the schedule option, and in schedule you are actually giving a date. So it will get submitted.
Okay.
And there's another place to search all the processes. So there you will go in a schedule process section. So under more, under tools, you have a navigation of schedule processes. And all the processes will start appearing here. Okay. And you can also use the date tracking. So you can search all the process. That is one way. Or in manage import activity, the things which you have submitted will come here and it will be like pending. Status will be pending.
So I know in EBS we have a concurrent processing in the background, right? So here what they call here, what kind of process the background program?
ESS process. ESS, Enterprise Structure, Enterprise Scheduler processes. And all those processes are actually taking care from a navigation that is a schedule process. From there, you can go and actually schedule all the concurrent processes and it will run behind the scene.
Okay.
So let me tell you an example of a scheduling. So if I go in more.
So it says completed with errors.
Yeah. So maybe because some portion of the structure were already loaded. So for which country did you try?
I tried CO.
CO. So let's see whether the structure is already defined. Okay, sure.
Can you give me the access?
Sure. So I need to give to
Sandeep.
Sorry, Sandeep.
Sandeep. Alright, you're seeing my screen, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so I loaded CO country. It's completed with error.
Completed with error, importing data. So I think it is, can you go and see, click cancel.
Cancel, okay.
Maybe somebody else is also trying CO. Go to manage geographies and we'll see the.
Oh, you want to go to the.
You have, sorry, Sandeep, you have to select the object as geography. That is the reason it went into error.
But like in your document, it says country structure.
Like that. Let me see.
In your PDF document.
Let me see this. So
you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm just seeing the document. So first, okay, sorry. Yeah, you are correct. I think you need to select country structure.
Okay.
And for geographies, I think we need to select the country.
Okay. So I know the Oracle defines so many things here. What is the difference with geography, country structure? They come into one category or different categories?
So these are the seeded process. Okay. So what happens is that whenever we use this file import activity, so Oracle has actually defined certain parameters that if a person is using object as a country structure, that means we have to work on a country structure load. If a person is selecting geography, then it means we have to work on a hierarchy load. So it is like a parameters which Oracle has defined. Depending upon the file which you will provide and the parameter which you will select, the process will take place and the correct database will get updated.
Alright, so now I selected the geography now. So
that is fine. I think country structure is fine. Please cancel that.
What happened? Okay.
For structure, we need to select country structure. That is fine.
But I select.
So,
okay. The first thing is we need to load the structure only, right?
Yeah. For structure, you have selected country structure. That is correct. Can you go to manage geographies? We type a task there in the task section. Manage geographies. So it is Colombia. The structure was already defined. So that was the reason it might have went into error.
Okay.
Because see, this is a test instance and we keep on getting the training.
But like
that is the reason. Yeah.
Okay. So, but when we see the error, at least it should say country structure is defined. That kind of user.
Can you go again? Yeah. Can we go again and see the error again?
Okay. I already clicked done. It takes some time.
So you need to go to manage, expand this file-based import data, expand the task. Yeah. Click on manage file import again. So let's see your error. Yeah, completed with error. So that is the file which you have attached. Scroll down. The status, if you read it, the status code is error.
Yeah, this is error.
And no success log will be generated, corresponding log later. So I think it is not that much user friendly, but yeah, the main reason is because, can you click on diagnostic?
Diagnostics where? Okay.
Okay, so nothing is there. Yeah. Can you click on generate? Let's see if it generates a message or something.
It's the same thing.
Same thing. Okay, so I think it is mainly because it was already there.
Yeah, so that is fine. I'm like, I understand that. So my question is like, so this is good, like, you know, good exercise to see the errors. But my question is like, you know, when we go into real time, these kind of errors will occur. So how do you search these errors? Like just go with the Oracle documentation or? Because it's not.
See, in this file-based import activity, normally there is no error that much. And in case if there is an error and the error message will display, then you can go to my Oracle support and you can type in the error message there.
Yeah, but whereas
it can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whereas maybe at least it will show, you know, some kind of friendly or unknown exceptions. At least we can see that.
Can you scroll up? Okay. Scroll up. Can you scroll more to the upper side?
Okay.
Okay. Can you click on failed with errors? 4. Is that clickable? Failed with errors 4.
No.
It is file process. So in the file process, this one. View import status. Under view import status.
The view import status, yeah.
There is failed with errors 4. Can you click that? It is highlighted because I can.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not.
No, it is not clickable.
No, it's not clickable.
File name is attachment. Can you click on the attachment?
Yeah, whatever I loaded.
See,
oh,
this is
here they are giving that they are logging here. Okay.
Yeah, as an Excel they are actually giving you. So it is like combination already exists.
Okay. So they are capturing that into Excel sheet. Okay. All right. So I will change this to geography. So I already save it now, right?
That is fine. For structure you have done. And now if you do geography, then you have to load the hierarchy.
The structure is already there. Now I'm loading geographics.
It will again fail because we have seen for this country it was already, the hierarchy was already there. But you can still give a try.
So it's like kind of a mapping.
Mapping, you are actually mapping the process parameters, or you can see the things which is there in the database columns to the file, the map, the things which you have in your file.
So what is this constants value section? That is something different.
Something different we generally don't use, and I think they have actually brought this in a recent release, so they are still working on that.
I think this is the one, I believe.
Yes, okay, it was a structured data. So for geography, it will be structure geographies.
I forgot what name I put here.
Can you click refresh there on the top next to done? Yeah.
I didn't activate, so
You can use either you can do a sort on object. If you do a sorting on an object, all geography will start appearing below. Last submitted by.
so somehow maybe it went not through. Sounds like
No,
that.
no. Click on object and there will be an arrow you will find, sorting arrow. Sort. Sort descending. So all geographies will come. So do you remember any of the geography which you have?
Okay. Geography.
I think this is an old one. It is 32518. So you have to select something in 19. Today's date.
These are not mine.
No, I think you can create again, maybe it
Somehow
didn't
it
get
doesn't save
activated.
it, yeah.
So guys, for the structure, the object will be country structure. Once you are done with the structure, try to load a geography. An object will be geographies, and the process will be same. Okay, so you did for NG and it is unsuccessful. Try to see the log. Why it was unsuccessful? Because whether it was loaded. So for a structure, Anirudh, did you try using structure or you tried using geographies, right? What was the object you selected? Object, sorry, try with country structure as an object. It was my mistake. While demo, I used geography by mistake. So whenever you are loading a structure, the object will be country structure. Whenever you are loading hierarchy, the object will be geography.
So here I did last time. So I'm loading geographs.
You need to click on activate.
Yeah, I did that last time somehow.
Maybe might have missed somewhere.
Okay, now it came up.
So again, I think ideally it should fail with an error, complete with error, and you will see that for all of them, it was already created.
It was already created. Okay.
I think all options are created. I mean, there's nothing new left.
Yeah, it is a training instance, and we keep on doing trainings. Maybe next time I should try for some other country structure, like a unique one.
So if you want those particular templates, we need to request Oracle to give. They'll provide those templates. We have to download those templates.
So you can try in Oracle support. I think there's a document for that, and in that document, it is already attached all those things. And if you're not able to find the document, you can raise an SR, and they can give you the structure and geographies CSV. Or you can manually create also, because it is a CSV file. So you can, if you want, you can manually create, update, or delete the file.
I don't know why it takes so much time, but it's okay.
Geographies will take a lot of time because you have around, suppose that if it is a bigger country, so it can have around 4,000, 5,000 rows of data. So it will take a lot of time. So
okay, then never mind.
It can take around 2 hours or 3 hours because it is like 5,000. For US, it can be around 10,000 rows of data. Okay, Sandeep, if you are done, you can pass on the presentation rights to me. Or if anybody else wants to share their screen, you can pass to them also.
Alright, I'll give it to you so that you can now.
Sir, I have imported the structure, but now I have to go back and import. It's coming like importing data, so I have to go back and import the geographies now, right?
Yeah, can you refresh again? Because as you are trying for Nigeria, I think Nigeria, it will go into errors. Refresh again. A refresh is next to your done button, left here. So see, completed with errors. Because for Nigeria, the structure was already there in the system.
Okay.
Okay. Now if you click on completed with errors.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Where should I go now?
Same manage file import activity. Completed with errors.
Yes.
Click on the attachment, error attachment. The attachment name is error geoplanet NG structure. So you will see that it will give you a message that these data are already there in the system. So see, the parent and child combination already exists. Now, if you want to cross-check that whether the structure is defined in the system or not from the UI, so what you can do is that you can go to the task manage geographies. And from manage geography, try to search for Nigeria country, NG. And from there you can see that structure defined will be checked here. Can you scroll down? I think it should be there below. Define geographies. Scroll down. So you can see that the country name is Nigeria.
Yeah.
And the structure is already defined. If you click on structure define, click on that. So you can see that the structures are already in the system, and that is the reason when you tried uploading them again, it failed.
Okay. So almost
try again. Yeah.
Almost all the countries have been, like updated by Oracle now. Are there a few countries whose like structure has not been updated or hierarchy has not been?
It is not updated by Oracle. it is something which we have created. So this is a test instance, and we have many trainings going on, and many folks use it at the same time. So like you are trying for Nigeria, somebody has already tried for Nigeria a long time back maybe, and it was already created. So what? Yeah.
For CO geographic successfully loaded, and if you guys want to see the screen, I can show you.
Okay, so I think for one country. So to whom should I give the presentation, right?
Sandeep.
Okay. So for which country did you try, Sandeep?
CO.
Okay. So
I just want to show the audience when it is successfully completed, how they are putting a log. So I just want to show the audience.
Sure. So Anirudh, can you give it the presentation rights to Sandeep?
Sandeep.
So I click on the completed test button. So I see all the verification, and I click the log. You see the attachments here. I click on the log attachment. So it's downloaded. It shows like these are all successfully loaded into the system.
Okay, great.
So these are the list of cities with them, basically. The primary, these are the cities, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one is country. So see, scroll up. So you can identify by level. So level 1 will be country. Level 2 will be your state. Level 3 will be city. Level 4, again it totally depends how it is. So the topmost level will be level 1. And parent, if you see the parent source ID, it will be equal to the source ID of the country. So for all the state, if you see, the parent source ID is the source ID of country. And for this state,
I think those who are not speaking can be on mute. It's echoing actually. I think Anirudh, you can be on mute.
so same way, the parent source ID, the source ID of parent will be under parent source ID column for the children. So you can actually correlate the data. And if you open the file which we have uploaded also, it was also created in the same way. So third, level 3 is like your...
Anyone?
Yeah, so you can give me the presentation, right? So guys,
hey, Kevin,
you are done with this. Yeah.
Can you take up one file and completely load and just go through once again? Because see, there are a lot of already been loaded, right? We just want to repeat the whole thing once so that we don't have to do now. We can do it later on. If you show us once, so because we can move on from the next one after this. If you show us, what do you think, guys?
Okay. So Lakshmi, you want me to show the structure load again and geographies load again, or any one of them?
Yeah, just take one file, go through the whole thing once. Okay.
Okay.
So everybody will be on the same page. They'll understand clearly, so that we can, because all the files are already loaded, right? We can try it out ourselves, then later on we can get back to you if you have any issues.
Okay.
Otherwise, what
I think, yeah.
Yeah. See, because the geographies are already loaded, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
until
so
unless
what we can do is that it will go into errors because if it is already loaded. But I just put this exercise so that you guys can be familiar about the entire flow, how to actually do this task in a case of press implementation. So I think Sandeep has completed the activity. And if you want me to repeat it again, I can repeat it again, one of the activities.
Yeah, please, because what is happening is I was going on this doing Nigeria thing, Uganda thing. It is asking me to copy one of the structures of the Nigeria or something else. So it is a bit confusing. If you just run it once, if you just give another full demo on this, probably we should be good to go forward. We'll try it out later on.
Sure. So it will take me 5 minutes, so let me do that.
Okay, thanks.
So you can see my screen. So Lakshmi, I'm trying for CL. So the first thing is that we'll go to our implementation project. So this is my implementation project. I will open this. I will search for a task that is manage geographies. Okay. And I will try to see whether for country CL, the structure is there already defined or it is not defined. So country code will start with CL. So see, for CL, that is Chile, the structure is not defined and hierarchy is also not defined. Okay. So now if we try to load for CL, the structure should also get uploaded successfully and the hierarchy should also get uploaded successfully. So our first job is to load the structure.
See, sorry, to stop here. You said the structure is not loaded, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the screen, under the structure defined, that's highlighted, right? I mean, like it's golden, basically. It's bold, right?
So it will be checked. So let me try to search for Nigeria. So let me show you how it will appear. Can you see it is a check mark?
Okay. Gotcha.
And if I search, if I clicked on this, it will show you the structures. And if I click for Chile, it will be blank. So for Nigeria, it is showing me state, county, town.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I did find. Okay.
Chile, I think, CL.
Chile, okay.
It is showing me go to task. It is not checked. It is like go to task. If I click on go to task, it should be blank, I think.
Yeah, this is what I got actually for Uganda. Okay.
Yeah. I will come back to this. In case if you don't want to do the import activity and if you want to create manually and you don't want to import a structure, you don't want to import geographies, you can also create the entire structure and geographies manually. So for that, you need to click structure define. And maybe suppose that Chile structure is quite common as India. Okay, so in India also we have a state, province and everything.
Okay.
So you can select the country which is already defined, like India. And if you click apply, so all the structure, same structure which is as India will start appearing there. Okay, and after that you can manually remove or add something else. But now we will not do this because we want our import to work.
Okay. So
this is a manual approach.
Got you. Either way you can do it. Okay.
Either way. Suppose that if you have only 10 locations, only one country, 2 state, 3 city to be loaded. Then why to do this entire import activity if you don't have that CSV with you? Just go and create it manually. So I will also show you how to create manually.
Okay.
Now, let me try to search for any country, like maybe let's see if we have any country with OM.
Probably Oman.
Oman. Okay, so for Oman, I don't have a CSV. So I will try to create manually just to show you how we can create manually. And suppose that Oman structure is quite common as India. India, click apply. Can you see? In India, we have a state, district, city, town, postal code. So yes. Start appearing for Oman also. Now, we have copied, but in Oman, we don't have town. So we can remove this. Now we have, as we remove town, postal code was also added, so it got removed. Now suppose that in Oman we have a state, district, city, and the fourth level is maybe like municipality. So what we will do is that we will add from this. Let's see whether it is a municipality. Municipality is there. Click. We copied the thing from India. We did some changes. We add municipality and we have now created a structure for Oman.
Praveen, sorry, some noise is coming, background noise is coming from your, like some music type, something like that.
Just the basic phone is actually ringing. So it is in a different room. It will stop working.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So now I have actually created the structure manually, if you see. By copying it from India location, doing some changes here and there, and after that adding municipality manually. Now suppose that if you want to create the hierarchy also manually, I don't have any import process or CSV file. So what I can do is that I will go to hierarchy define. Now our first level is country. So you can see country is already there. Select this. So let me go back. So you have the second level will be your state. Click plus. You can give Oman state 1. Sorry, I don't know any state in Oman. So I will give Oman is state 1. Now state is there. Now the second level, the third level is we have to enter city. Click on this. Click plus. Oman city 1. Similarly, you can go and keep on creating the hierarchies. So now if you expand this, you will have Oman city 1. If you want to add a same city or a district, then you can select the same state and you can keep on adding the city. Once you are done with city, you can select the city and you can go to the one level down. So guys, are we clear with creation of a structure and hierarchy manually? So see, right now both are checked.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
okay. Now, as we have for Chile, we have a CSV there. So what we will do is that we'll try to import them. So for that, I will go to the task manage file import activity. So we have to load a structure first, then we have to load geographies. So I will give tier Chile. Object will be country structure. File type will be text file. Upload from desktop. Choose file will be CL. See, I have selected the structure file. Header row, yes. Next. Now this will be, I will select IMP geography, and from this I will select the batch ID. It is like a mapping you are doing with the data which you have in a file and which you have in a database. I'm using the tab functionality. You can also use the search down. So our batch ID is mapped to batch geography type. Country code is country code, level number, geography type, geography type. Click on next. So we want to schedule this process right now only. So we'll select immediate. Next, activate. So let's see. If everything goes fine, we will have the structure created for cheese. It is now preparing data for import. Importing data. I am on another tab and I will go to the task, manage geographies. Meanwhile, this process is running. So let's see how the structure for CL is looking now. So you can see still the process is running behind the scene, but the structure is loaded now. It is yes. If you click on this, everything is there. Before this load, it was blank. Now let's see if the process gets completed. It is completed. Now similarly, we are done with the structure. We have to now do for the hierarchy or geographies. Now in this you will see that hierarchy is not complete. It is not checked as a yes. So we'll go and we will use the same name. Just instead of structure, I will say geography. This time the object will become country or geography. Sorry, this time the object will become geography.
Sorry. So for a hierarchy, we have to use the object type as country structure, and for the hierarchy, we have to use geography, and for the structured, we have to use the country structure, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And same process we'll do for the. So this time we'll select the geography file. Header road included, yes. Next. Again, this time we have to map these values. So primary geography name. So I have done the mapping, language code, parent source ID, level number, country code, parent geography name, type, patch ID. Okay. Click next. We want to run run this process as soon as possible. Just review the process. So we are loading geographies. Object is geography. File name is geography.csv. Okay. Click activate. So you will see a new process is submitted now. And if everything goes fine, the hierarchy defined will also be checked as an yes.
So while this is running, a quick question. I mean, if this is an upgrade path from traditional EBS or Fusion to cloud, these things would have already been there already, right? Or do we have to do this as well?
So these things means you are actually, so suppose that for you the fusion instance will be a blank instance or a vanilla instance. So for you, you have to load the geographies.
Yes.
Because from EBS to fusion application, you will bring the foundation data, or you will bring any other data in a form of some interface, and you will use HDL or HSDL or any other thing, web services, to load the data into fusion application. But geography has to be loaded. Either you use this process, or you create them manually, or you export the data from e-business suite, all the geographies data, create your own CSV file, and use this process to load them.
Yeah. I mean, just my concern was whether is this a process which is always mandatory for any kind of implementation or not? I just want to understand from that perspective. Okay.
Always mandatory. You have to create geographies. If you want to make sure that, suppose that why it is required, because whenever you will enter a data, so you can do a validation on that. Suppose that if you're entering a postal code, and on that postal code somebody is entering the wrong data, so that those can be corrected. So it is importing data. Let's see if some hierarchy has been defined or not. Okay, so still the process is running, but some of the hierarchies has been defined. So we will be able to see some data there now. To see country, state is there. If we expand state, we should be able to see county. If we expand county, local admin is there. Then town is there. So similarly, it is still working. So maybe it will take around 1 or 2 hours to do a full import. Depending upon, it can take 15 minutes also, it can take 10 minutes also. It totally depend upon the number of rows of data you have in a geography file, or how big is the country. So any questions on geography? Let me see if there's, it is a 6. Anuradha, are all questions clear now? Other option is to do manually.
In the first step of import geography, when you enter the description and name and import the file, there are a few options which are given below, like seeded or a few date or something. What are those? Can you just
Sure. So see, name is what you are entering. Description is something which totally depends upon you. Object is the object which you will select. This data type is that, what is the data type in your file, source file? So our source file is CSV. So we have selected source file. Header row included, yes. Seeded is normally we don't use. It is like whenever Oracle asks us to run some process, because many times what happens, it goes into error, or they will put some vertex file on the server. Then in that case, they will give you a document. So in that case, if they ask you to select seeded, then you have to select seeded. Okay, decimal separator is if you're this one, the file, the name, if there is any decimal, how the files, how the things will be separated. So it is like a period. What is an error count? So suppose that if you're loading 5,000 rows of data and 2,000 goes into error, so at that time the process will stop. So it will stop and it will roll back the thing. Then the date format which will be assigned to all the locations or all the geographies which you create in the database will be in this format, timestamp format. Then file encoding is something when you use this option. There is also an option for this one, web service. So when you use the web service option, so in that case you can use the file encoding. So whether you want to encode your file or decode your file. So are that clear? Many of the options is that we really don't use. So maybe for file encoding I have never used that option. It is mainly used for encoding purpose, but I cannot explain a lot into that.
Hey, you created the Oman thing, right, manually? Can you just show us how to lower structure? I mean, that
How
the
to
data
load
for that.
structure?
No, the structure you already created. Just load 1 or 2 records in that. I just want to see that.
So for that we have to create. I have already created it manually.
Correct.
And if you want to load it, we have to create a CSV file like this.
Or is that the only way? It can't be load directly go into the app and load what we do. Just 2 records. Like let us say I have only 2 locations I have to add, for example.
Sure.
So I don't want to go and create a file for that. I just want online, just create 2 records.
So that I have done and I will do it again.
Yeah, thanks.
So let me try to search for one was OM.
OM, yeah.
So we will go to this hierarchy defined. And we have created this right now. Suppose that in Oman we want to create another state. So you have to select countries.
So basically,
So can you see a
creating a
state has
child.
been created. Yeah. Now if you want to add a city, so you have to select a state. Then you need to click plus. If you want to add another state, click country. Then click plus. So it is like by selecting the parent and clicking the plus, you'll be able to create a child. Now can you see this one is having 3 states. Now I want to add a city under this state 3. So I will select this and I will click plus. Now if I expand this, a city will be there. Now if you want to add something under the city, same way you can do that. And now if you want to do it by import activity, then you need to create a file in this format. So maybe you need to create a geography file so that the first level will be your country like this. Then the second level, all the state will again, you will list down all the state. Then you will do again a parent source ID mapping and everything. Then you will list on all the city with a proper combination of a state. And after that, you can use that file to load the data.